bros and foes and heroes. Gonna tell you about bros and foes and heroes. Gonna tell you about
comic books, costumes,
facts, boots.
and other stuff.
In this week's issue, Black Condor.
Welcome into a special anniversary edition of Bros, Foes, and Heroes.
Both play with our wedding rings here, yeah.
Well,
That's good.
but it's I think that's just we fidget. But this is an anniversary between Mike and I. Not that we're related. You know what? Anyway, I got off on my intro. I'm Zach.
We have our own special relationship.
Along with the very merry and mighty one, Mr. Mike here.
That's me.
And this is Bros, Foes, and Heroes. We are a podcast in both audio and video form where each week I, Zach, tell Mike about a comic book hero or storyline or some history about comics. And we just usually have a lot of fun.
You're speaking to the audience. I see. Okay. I get it now.
Yeah, no, this is the intro where I'm talking
Understood.
to them. Yeah. I mean, but you're a part of it. That's the beauty of this is I try to make sure that your prep has to be absolutely zero for this. So in a way, you are also... You were also part of the audience.
Too high in my chair. I came down some.
But you're also part of the audience.
I am, yeah.
So I am addressing you. But thank you guys for joining us, as always, and being a part of the show. We have something special today. I said an anniversary edition because it is close to this. I think technically it's the 14th, which will be during the week, but before our next episode.
Yeah.
Father's Day on Sunday. So say hi's to your dad.
Happy Pappy.
Say hi's to your dad.
Say hi's to your dads.
But so this is going to count as our 4-year anniversary
Good God.
edition. I know we've been doing this show. I looked since
That is
2021.
freaky.
Well, the thing about this is not the first iteration of the show.
Yeah. No, you had the one with your brother.
I started it with my brother, and I went and I found an old episode.
Thus
Mike.
the Bros.
Yeah, thus the Bros. I went back and I found an old episode, which was episode 3 that we did, and we covered Moon Knight.
Oh.
Back in 2015.
Wow.
So the show itself started, I guess, in a way 10 years ago, but our iteration of the show has been going strong for 4 years. Have you enjoyed the 4 years?
I've enjoyed it. I love this show. This is always a good time.
Well, good.
Yeah.
I thought...
Hey, before we do anything, though, your birthday is coming up, and because I'm terrible at remembering things, I just went ahead and brought your gift to you today. And this has some significance to the show. Okay? All right. You got it?
Yeah.
All right, there you go. Ooh, y'all saw me throw it across the internet.
I did. What is this?
Yeah. It's a whole bag of them, baby. Yeah, see?
Hell yes. And they're bigger, too.
That's what I'm saying. And my favorite part about that package, I got him a bunch of vanilla-flavored Tootsie Rolls. 'Cause he said he liked those. I like the little thing on the package that says, great for candy dishes.
It does, well...
It says it's a candy that's specifically great for candy dishes.
There we go. Great for candy dishes.
Isn't that great?
Yeah, that's nice. Also, I didn't know Christmas themed.
Yeah. You take what you can get.
No. I'm not. I'm just saying, like, I don't know if
I don't
they
think those ever go bad.
No, I don't think they do that. Yeah. I'm not knocking. I'm very thank you very much. You know what?
Honestly, that's the first I've noticed the Christmas theme. I was so taken aback by the great for candy dishes.
Well, no, that's so. My point is that this when they try to push them is around Christmas time. They're like, that's when people want them.
Well, that makes sense.
Do you
I guess
want one?
White Christmas. No.
I would eat one, but I guess as the host,
it's probably gonna gum up the works a little bit. Is all I'm thinking. Yeah, you probably want to wait. So vanilla flavored Tootsie Rolls. Yeah, because we've been talking about Tootsie Rolls a lot.
We have been.
And to be honest with you, it's probably the most talked about snack or item in the ads in these comic books that we've read.
That is
especially
true.
on Wednesdays.
That is true. Our Wednesday ad this week, I will tell you, is not a Tootsie Roll ad. I did scroll through some. It's cereal based, but you'll know the people who are in it. This you said will come up the works, and I hate to transition this way, but I don't know how else to do that. Last week on our World's Finest Wednesday, we talked about the first time that crypto was around.
We did. And
then it got us on the sidetrack, or a side conversation of how Superman
poops.
I just use the restroom in general.
Yeah.
And Mike declared that if you commented on the video that he would read your comments. And so
I am a man of my word.
We got one. So
Ara Lee Love commented, I think that Superman probably has meconium poops. It's thick and sticky like tar. I can agree with you on that to a certain degree. if you're unfamiliar with meconium poops, I guess I'm saying that right.
Are we saying that right?
I doubt it.
I know the word, I know what it is and what you're talking about, what you're
it's that baby poop, just really thick and sticky.
So does he have like a baby, like a toddler, like?
Well, I think that, I honestly think if that is the case, that's fine, but does he fly to like the La Brea tar pits every time and take a squat?
No.
Is that what happens?
And he's just trying to be like,
I mean,
sneak away.
I don't think he would have to have a dedicated place.
Okay.
Like,
like he has just like a super
He's got a crap corner somewhere in the universe.
Like a toddler.
Yeah.
When you see like a toddler just walk over in the corner.
Yes, I think he's got a crap corner somewhere.
Oh, man. All right.
And that's probably Florida. But
I wanted to make sure that we were of our word. Mike said that he would, and we got comments, so I'm making sure it happened.
We have a second comment.
There is another one.
There's a second comment, and I'm going to take this one very seriously, okay? This is by...
Hold on, you didn't take the first one seriously?
No, I did, very much so. I think we addressed it well. Okay. Superman shits in a corner of the universe somewhere. This one is by Bart Greenholt.
Okay.
And he says, or they say, great content. Thanks for sharing.
Thank you.
Now, they're asking for some help here.
Okay.
It says, could you help me with a quick off-topic question? I have some USDT in my OKX wallet, and I have the phrase light joke coast great adjust unveil salt energy gallery pulp hockey fluid. Do you know how I can transfer them to Beyonce?
You know what? Here's the thing. I have a feeling you just reading that woke up like some kind of like sleeper agent. Probably.
I would imagine. Superman had to take a crap whenever he heard it. Is what happened.
Well, that's the like when Baron Zemo wakes up the Winter Soldier. Like that's,
yes, very much so. I currently hold very little crypto, but I do have some. I have some Doge, and I have some big Doge, and I have some Bitcoin. And they really do nothing. They do nothing for me.
Can you get them to Beyonce?
I just look at them. You're gonna have a hard time getting anything to Beyonce. Is all I'm saying.
True.
Now, the fact that you've given the phrase "light joke coast great adjust avail salt energy gallery pulp hockey fluid" to us means you probably need to change your password first. Because there's somebody, the our elite love right above you is probably already cracked into your wallet, is what I'm saying. And she's like, aha, it worked. I commented on the poop and I got the Bitcoin. I don't think that's how that works.
No. I don't think she's
You don't think she does that?
Okay. No, I don't think anybody's taking anything from his wallet. I was lost when I was reading it.
So I looked up a couple of things.
I'm sorry, I forgot that I'm on this side. I gotta look.
I looked up a couple of things about crypto, and the first one, of course, went straight to Reddit, which we need to trust.
Of course.
Yeah, in this world where we have so much misinformation, Reddit
there's
is
no better
a
place
stalwart of truth, is what I'm thinking. This one says this is in r/Buttcoin. And this was put in about
Buttcoin?
Buttcoin.
Okay.
It was put in about 2 years ago. It says if you need
We're getting to Black Condor after this.
Yeah, if you need any more proof that crypto is fucking stupid, it says, I just figured out that I had $140 worth of Reddit moons somehow from arguing with people in r/cryptocurrency. So I spent an effing hour setting up a MetaMask, adding the networks, adding the coins, importing the seed phrase, which I'm assuming is what he was referring to, converting the moons to USDC, only to figure out that I sent them to Coinbase, which doesn't support whatever the a shitty Arbitrum network is, so it's just gone, LOL. There is no recourse. It's sitting somewhere in a Coinbase wallet, which they went out of business, that they have access to but won't touch. I'm a GD software engineer. If I F up that badly, you really think anybody else is going to adopt this bullshit? My only experience with crypto is buying drugs with Bitcoin and Monero. It's true, only useful purpose. There you go.
I get that.
I get that
seems
too.
Like it would be good for like drug
That's all it's for. It's for it's the Snapchat of currencies.
Well, I've heard that like some plugs, which is what the cool kids call their drug dealers.
They call them plugs?
Yeah.
Oh, like an oil plug.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or a butt one, I guess.
Ooh.
But they'll use like
Buttcoin.
You can use like Cash App and stuff like that. Like there's no need to like
Mm-hmm.
Although I feel like cash would be easier. Like
the Cash App thing, though, the problem with that is that now anything over a certain amount gets reported. So that's a little rough.
Well, that's true. All right.
I tell you how to buy your drugs legally and easily is become a senator. They seem to be able to get access to anything. So
there you go.
There you go.
Over my headphones.
Get into politics.
Speaking of getting into politics, that honestly will happen today when we talk about an oldie but a goodie, a character that we all know and love. You're going to get to see some lore explained, as I realize that Mike has been saying the same phrase at the end of our show for 4 years.
Yeah.
And that comes from our very first episode, which was a character by the name of Black Condor. Who
I feel like if I say that phrase, the stream goes dead. Like that's what happens every time. So
first off, we're dealing with the 40s. I should say.
Speaking of drugs.
Yeah. Well, no. I should also say it's the 40s. They're racist.
They're super racist. Yeah, we understand that. Yeah.
So we do have Crack Comics, which is where Black Condor makes his first appearance. Here's the thing that we didn't have.
I love the fact that the guy on the cover his name is The Clock.
But he just wears a black
That's a terrible
piece of paper over his face.
The Clock.
Wizard Wells.
No, The Clock.
Madam.
Clock? No, what?
Madam Fatal, who we have covered in the 4 years. Mike probably forgot about her.
I remember her because I think we had a conversation as to whether it was fatal or fatal.
We did, but do you remember about that it was a guy who cross-dressed as an old woman?
Oh, I do remember that now that you've said that, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We also covered a girl who dressed up as like Robin and was named Tomboy who fought crime.
I remember Tomboy.
There's been a lot of stuff over the 4 years, but again, Black Condor is where it all started.
This is a great one.
It is. And now Mike has I don't even think Mike got to see it the last time. No, we for sure didn't have video. So just a little bit of information here before I get into it to tell you about Black Condor. He first appeared in Crack Comics #1 here that we're about to dive into.
And he's gray, which is
in May of 1940. He lasts 31 straight issues. So he's in Crack Comics #1 through #31. He has a story. And then he goes away until the 70s.
What do you think crack meant in the 40s? Because it wasn't cocaine.
No.
What do you do? It had to mean something, though, right?
I can look.
Like, is it like Cracked, like the magazine? Like it was an offshoot of Mad magazine, so it's kind of
no, but
wacky?
This is before Mad. Probably,
no, I understand. I'm saying, does the word like crack that mean like, oh, it's cracked?
Because they do have like in reading through these issues, they do have like other like small like funnies, kind of like one page in there. So it might be
Crack a Smile, that kind of thing.
Maybe created by Will Eisner and Lou Fine as Kenneth Lewis, but obviously just kind of greats here. I will tell you this: as silly as it is story wise, the art looks fantastic.
Art's cool, yeah.
The art is always fantastic through all these.
Asia is huge. Look at that.
Yeah. Well, there's some things that are just very funny. Yeah. So let's go ahead and dive into our story here. Let me make it full screen for me so I can watch.
Black Condor.
It does say that man has always been obsessed with flight. Right?
He has, yeah.
Wings of wax, gliders, now airplanes.
Woman's not so much, but man's
very much.
Yeah.
But can he be master of the air until he himself can fly? Is what
it
asks.
Very true.
Well, don't worry, we have an answer about this because this is my favorite. This is my favorite superhero.
Well, this is my favorite way that someone figures out they can fly.
That's true too. So. We're taken back, essentially, where is this?
If Spider-Man had done the same thing, he'd be dead.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
It just says many years ago, but I'm assuming because his battles take place in the 40s, we'll say like the 20s. This is the 20s, right?
All right, sure.
And Major Richard Gray is trekking on safari.
Dick Gray.
Yep, Dick Gray across outer Mongolia, which if you remember, it's the roof of the world, Mongolia.
It is the roof of the world.
That's what it says.
Boy, if I say that once a day, I say it 100 times.
The bleak steeps of outer Mongolia, roof of the world. So,
roof of the world.
At dusk, they decide to rest so that Miss Gray can feed their kid. And while
it's so weird in Mongolia that they rest at dusk.
I know.
Those weirdos.
And so, I'm kind of out of frame. And so, while she's feeding them, she tells her husband, little Dick, he likes this life, Richard. Perhaps he may grow up to be an archaeologist like yourself.
Oh.
Right? Just a baby. But I can tell he likes us just traveling about on safari.
He loves that little duster.
Yeah. And about that time, though, a darkness descends. A horseman peers down upon the camp from a high hill. Moments later, a weird call echoes across the valley. Horsemen pour down the mountain passes. In a thunder of hoofs, the raiders descend upon the camp. So, raiders invade the camp there.
Yeah.
And they decide that they're going to kill everybody. Miss Gray goes off.
Even little Dick?
Miss Gray goes to hide her baby. Realizing their plight, Miss Gray hides their baby behind some rocks. Because that's going to be the best place to keep them.
Raiders never look behind rocks.
No, they don't. They're notoriously known for never looking behind rocks.
They're like stormtroopers. They can't shoot straight. They don't look behind rocks.
Exactly. And they hit their heads on doors as they walk through. But the tribesmen basically like round up the leader, like nobody, kill them all, leave no one wounded. And so that's what they do. And they kill everybody in the camp. At last, after they leave, a passing storm, the raiders leave only the little child and a lone condor to survive the grim scene. So the condor circles low. I cannot talk.
The condor.
Yep. The condor circles lower, its huge wings darkening the ground below.
Sure.
It lands before the baby, a strange gleam in its beady eyes as it views the tiny tot. The child pays no heed, but continues towards the edge of a cliff. At the very edge.
The child pays no heed.
Not to this condor.
Yeah.
Fuck you, condor. And the baby just keeps crawling. At the very edge, the bird circles protectively as it instinctively calls a warning. Still, the child continues. So the baby's near the edge, and the condor just goes like, caw, caw. Baby just keeps crawling.
Yeah.
Because it's a baby. As somebody who is...
Well, he heeds not.
Well, not to you, condor.
I heed not to you. Condor, good day, sir.
As somebody who has a 7-month-old, I can tell you, he does not listen to anything because he does not understand what I'm saying.
He doesn't heed?
He does not heed because he does not understand. I mean... Tough stuff, Condor.
Damn kids today, they won't heed.
The bird swoops in and gathers up the child because the baby still just crawls off the edge of the mountain.
Yeah, that's what babies do.
The condor swoops it up and goes and carries it to its nest. And I love the picture down there in the bottom right of a baby in the condor nest looking at the other condors.
You know, there's at least 6 babies a year that die just falling right off cliffs.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Is the 7th one saved by a condor?
Well, I said at least 6. Sometimes it's 8, sometimes it's 5. Oh. So it's a median.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, of 6.
Gotcha. Days pass, and the condor is like going.
Look how strong that little baby is. Look at his little arms.
It's such a strong.
He's like a Cupid ball.
You're
Cupid
such
doll.
A strong baby.
Oh, little dick, you're so strong.
That's what he.
And then it shows him growing up, and I swear to God, that shadow is a swastika.
Oh, where at? No, down there. We're not there yet, Mike.
Okay,
but
sorry.
No, it's birds. So
no, I'm talking about the 4th panel down.
4th panel down,
where he's running all weird in front of a rock.
That's his body.
Well, I'm just saying the shadow looks a little swastika-esque.
Fine, whatever. Well, it's comic
heed my
books.
word.
There's Nazis. I do not heed your word, Condor. So the mama condor leaves to get food and is bringing back to its babies and also starts feeding little baby Richard.
What is she feeding little Dick?
Soon, it doesn't say, but soon the little condors try their wings.
I thought you were going to say soup.
But
he said soon, but I thought it was going to be soup. Oh, he's feeding him soup.
Onion, the most just subpar onion soup you've ever had. It's just bad.
Not even French onion soup, just onion soup.
Just onion soup.
Yeah, raw onion soup.
But the child of Earth, here's what I love too. It says, but the child of Earth must stay. He cannot fly. Hate to break it to you, those condors were born on Earth too. They're all of Earth. Yeah. Anyway, here's the best part. So,
heed not the winds, do he.
As months pass into years, the child of Major Gray grows into sturdy boyhood atop the lofty crags.
I like how he knows to wear a leaf on his ass, though.
He does. I don't want
to cover his crack.
I don't want to show the condors my gooch.
Right. You know how condors love a little worm. They go right after it.
I don't want to. Those curious eyes. I don't want to deal with them. Those curious beady eyes that I do not trust.
They heed my crotch.
Anyway, only his companion. It says that here with the condors as his only companions, he soon learns their ways. Still within him is a yearning to fly. Once, in a wild attempt to imitate his feathered brethren, he leaps from a cliff only to plummet to earth in a heap. So he honestly just takes off running, jumps, like flaps his arm really hard, and just tumbles down onto his head.
I'm surprised he's alive though. After that,
he would be concussed.
Yeah,
but Again, his life is saved by the old condor, his foster mother. It shows him laying in a heap there. It does not say how she rescued him.
I don't know if we said this before, but maybe at this point, everything that happens from here on in is just a fever dream, a concussion-induced nightmare.
Maybe. That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
I also do love that I think the condor is just like, this poor thing. Like, it almost crawled off a cliff once. It jumped and landed on its head. Like, this condor feels like it's taking care of this.
Also, how long do condors live?
A long time.
Do they?
Okay, I remember we talked about this last time. I think it's like 60, 70 years.
Okay, because I'm thinking like, this boy has grown all the way up, so we're looking at least, let's say 15, 16 years
Condors have a long lifespan, generally living between 45 and 80 years.
Okay, well, totally makes sense.
So yeah, we covered this
She's an older mother, but she's a mother.
She's flying him. She's like, "Oh, you're heavier. You don't." I remember flying you around when you were lighter and you were
bird
younger.
joints. Yeah.
But I do love also down in the corner of him just like sitting there petting and patting the condor's head like they're best friends.
Mm-hmm.
But the first failure only sharpens his desire to fly, so he keeps trying and he keeps failing, and at last he determines that he figured out how to fly. And that's
because that's how that happens.
Just by watching condors, he teaches himself how to fly.
Maybe it's a steady diet of worms.
Maybe
that's what does it.
So what you're going to see from here on out is he just knows how to fly. So just assume that.
Okay, I'm going to say something very stupid. It's going to make me seem very stupid when I say this.
Yeah.
I understand. I understand the mother goes and gets food for the babies and brings it back and force feeds it down their little gullets, right?
Yep.
What about water? Do they get like a big mouthful of water and bring it to them too?
Oh, that's a good point.
I mean,
like we have like a bird bath, and that's where they get the water from in our backyard.
Yeah.
Well, it's not really.
You got a lot of condors in the backyard?
Dude, that vanilla smell. We don't have any.
Makes you think of Christmas, doesn't it?
It does. If you haven't, I recommend. I cannot talk about this enough for you guys.
The vanilla Tootsie Rolls?
Vanilla Tootsie Roll. Like, look at this. Look, this is it's so good.
I don't like the blue though. It seems.
I like the blue. No, I like the blue. It's a good.
It seems like it's going to be like spearmint.
I realize it's so chewy. Like it makes no sense.
That's
for me
what
to
I'm
do this
saying.
while we're
If
recording
you eat that, you're in trouble.
I'm just going to hold it there, and we'll do it in between episodes. Hey, spoiler alert: we're recording Wednesday's episode after this.
No, we're not. No, I don't heed that.
So Black Condor learns how to fly from watching all of his other condor buddies, and he carries a knife with him too. And that's how he hunts. He hunts with a knife.
Where do you get a knife?
Flies. He makes it. He fashions it out of stone. Is what it says.
Bones of his brother condors.
He gets into a battle with giant eagles, right, while he's out hunting one day.
Not regular size eagles, giant eagles.
Ones. And the eagles are too much, and he crash lands.
Oh.
I don't know if you remember this, and he's found by Father Pierre. Do you remember Father Pierre?
I do remember Father Pierre. Oh, my God, what happened? Oh, when I talk about Father Pierre, I instantly yawn. I'm so sorry.
Father Pierre struck again. Yeah, no, Father Pierre is a monk who lives up in the Mongolian hills and who finds him and goes to like nurse him back to health after he's fallen out of the sky.
Father Pierre dresses very poorly.
Well, because he lives by himself.
Yeah, but it's not even like it didn't have a front on it. Did you see what he was wearing?
Yeah, it's kind of like a bottom. I'm not heating my own
No,
advice.
go back one. Look at that. Heed his look. You see what I'm saying? It's almost like a pelt.
No, it covers his back there. Look at that. Like it covers up to his neck.
He just got his nipples flying free.
No, he doesn't.
He doesn't? How do you know?
It's covered.
Now he does.
Okay, now he does on the top of him.
He's into nipple play.
I mean, that's fine. Father Pierre can be into whatever he's into.
Sure.
So, he basically takes Black Condor back and he teaches him everything that he did not learn as a kid, like being raised by condors. It takes over a year, but it says through long days, the old man patiently teaches him to speak. Quick-witted, Black Condor rapidly learns all the hermit can teach. I read that and I thought he was being an ass. And he's like, "Oh, this is how you talk." Like that's all he kept doing when Father Pierre would try to teach him something.
I think Father Pierre just taught him nonsense words. That's the way I like to think of it. Where now he puts together sentences that he thinks make sense, but it's like tomatoes, skunk rock, far away, or something like that. You know, just
like the Bitcoin code that you.
Yes, like the Bitcoin code. As a matter of fact.
So One day, after he's out flying, because he can fly and all, and he likes to rub in people's faces.
For the hell of it, sure.
He comes back and notices that Father Pierre's house has been, torn asunder.
Uh-oh.
And you ready for this, Mike?
I'm ready.
Father Pierre tells him when he comes in to see everything thrown up and Father Pierre on the ground dying, I'm dying.
It should stop there.
Yeah. Golly Khan's Raiders.
Oh, no. Golly Khan's Raiders. Golly Khan.
Nay, do not weep. I'm old. I've done my work.
He says nay?
Brought a little religion to poor heathens. Do good in the world, my son, for you have a gift no man has ever had.
Yeah.
You can fly. And so he decides that he's going to fight crime, right?
Yes, I can clearly see now.
Newspapers spread all across the east about the Black Condor.
From the roof of the world.
They just way down. From the roof of the world of Mongolia.
Who the hell has ever said that?
But here's what I love too. It says that across the east and over the continent sweeps a mighty figure. But the headlines are from the London News, the New York Chronicle, the South African Press.
That's the one I have the biggest problem with because it says east.
Something in Paris, the Sydney Observer.
The Ooh La La Times.
There's one from Berlin, one from Shanghai, and one from Rome. But they're all headlines like Black Condor strikes. Reward offered for any information about the identity of the Black Condor. But
I like how it's in English in all of them.
Our scene shifts to a quiet village in Hindustan.
Hindustan. I knew a Hindustan. He's sold by weight, not by volume.
Suddenly, the midday calm is broken. Golly Khan's Raiders!
Golly
to the gate! Well, and frantically, the townspeople attempt to close the gates, but like an angry torrent, the raiders pour through.
Man, this guy he is weaving a tale here, isn't he, with his big words and his fancy alliterations?
He is. Well, they show up and they want to kill everybody and take all the gold, but Black Condor comes in wearing red.
Or because it looks like a Black Condor.
Oh, we didn't talk about his name, Mike. Remember how he got the name Black Condor?
Mm-mm.
So, he was raised by condors, obviously. But when Father Pierre helped him, he was taking him back to his house before he taught him how to be a human for that whole year.
Right, sure.
He goes, "Come, lad, I will take you to my hut. Now, I understand you've lived with birds so long that you've forgotten that you're a human. I'll call you Condor. Yes, Black Condor, for your hair is black."
Well, there you go. So sometimes the simplest ideas are the best.
Yeah. So he's named Black Condor because he has black hair.
And so he puts on red.
And he wears red. If it were blonde, he would have been Blonde Condor, I guess. Or Ginger Condor.
He's not only wearing red, but it has a cape, long sleeves, and short shorts.
And it wings out when he spreads his arms.
He looks like Liberace's assistant.
It will change by the next time we see him.
Yeah.
Anyway, Black Condor
he wears the skin of a condor next time.
Here's the thing. He goes, "Call, attack my bird brothers," and he can call the condors.
It's worse.
As you can see them come in. Look at all the swarm of condors.
Look at those condors. He really sticks out like a red sore thumb, too.
Also, now to
Plus, he's a human.
Now, to aid the north end of the village, the Black Condor comes again. Shoot him. Someone. Blah, he flies so swiftly, cannot aim. I just feel like that's what it looks like. It's like a Godzilla movie kind of.
Yeah.
But he zooms in through there, and he takes care of all the raiders. He's knocking them off their horses. He assists nobly, it says. Nobly, not regularly. He
assists nobly, yeah.
Soon the raiders are driven back to the hills. A great shout of joy as the people thank their gallant defender. There we go. See, he flies off. And they think that God must have sent him. And so it says, and as the moon casts its pale glow over the mountain, the Black Condor heads for new adventures.
Oh, boy.
Follow the startling adventures of the Black Condor.
What did the horse have to do with it?
He knocked him off the horse.
Oh, okay. He didn't attack the horse though, right? Oh my God.
No. We moved
this
to
one
issue
is
6,
rough.
where Black Condor has an eating disorder.
Black Condor looks like he had a rib taken out so he could pleasure himself, is what he looks like.
This is on a very adult adventure of Black Condor. So, this is number 6. I'm going to go through these.
He wasn't the roof of the world. I mean,
do you know, you've heard of Kite Man, right?
Oh, love Kite Man.
What if I told you it's not
You got to be real
Kite
careful when you pronounce that name, too.
Kite. K-I-T-E.
Especially since it was the 40s.
Yeah. But this is not the same Kite Man, but it is a Kite Men.
Kite Men.
Yeah. It all talks about, like, there's these men that fly in on kites that can shoot that can shoot lightning from their hands, Mike.
Yeah, well, that's perfect. Yeah.
Like the weather, I love it's the weathermen scan the horizon like they're looking for a storm and they can't because all they see is like the lightning flashes, and that's when they notice them swoop down from the clouds.
Oh my God, here come the Kite Men.
Well, Black Condor shows up and knocks the one Kite Man out.
Jeff Kiteman. And
actually takes out a couple of them and then follows the ones that are retreating back to this like city in a crag, like in a mountain area, right?
He's like a twink superhero, you know? Like
seems,
look at that. Look at that costume he's wearing. Like it looks like he's a magician's assistant or something. Like it's rough, man. That costume is rough.
I don't know.
Oh, come on.
Fine, it's not good.
Oh, you don't have to accept my wording, but I'm just saying, heed my intentions.
Well, but so
it looks rough.
Yeah, it's not. I don't know how it does seem like it's attached to his waist and it's also attached to his wrist.
Well,
so
it's a
does
cape
seem like
that is attached to his wrist. Yeah, and then he's just wearing undies, and then it's around his neck also, so it looks kind of like a choke collar or something.
It does have a line.
It's
like, that
so
connects
weird.
Like it does have a bit of a chest piece.
This is very homoerotic.
Yeah, but isn't a lot of superhero stuff?
Maybe. I don't know. Kiteman?
And professional wrestling.
Well, that's true. If you compare this to professional wrestling, it's right there. It's the same level.
So,
oh my God, the guy's face.
In this city in the mountains, Black Condor is able to sneak in and see that there's this guy named the Master that is calling all these secret plans and sending out the Kite Men out there.
Yeah.
But they know that they've been followed by Black Condor, so all the guards are on the lookout there around the city or around the factory, whatever you want to call this place, their hideout.
Yeah.
That Black Condor's around.
You just had to eat that Tootsie Roll, didn't you? Just had to eat it.
It was they're mocking me.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
It's so
Go
good
back
too.
one. Go back one. So right down in the bottom in the middle. What do you think was happening right before he walked in?
Oh, with him like leaning back against
That's what I'm saying. It's very like, what? Huh? What? Oh, sorry.
Yeah. And What? Yeah. No.
Yeah, there was something going on there.
Black Condor's in the shadows watching because Black Condor likes to watch. But they are able to find Black Condor snooping around, and they hit him with not an ordinary weapon, but a magnetic devitalizer.
Okay.
Which will deprive him of all of his
vitality,
all his willpower.
Okay.
So,
I couldn't get hard if you tried. Is that what just happened?
Yeah, basically. So they take him to the electrocution chamber, and
well, yeah. Of course.
And the doctor tells like the big master, like, hey, we caught Black Condor. We're going to go electrocute him. And the master's like, no. You have him without his willpower. They're expecting us to attack the Capitol. Leaps, just hang with me. They're expecting us to attack the Capitol. We'll use him as like a front. And if they see Black Condor show up, oh, it's just Black Condor. He's not going to cause us any harm. And then they won't expect us when we attack, essentially. I'm just trying to explain it easy.
Yeah, I get it. Again, bottom left panel. What does that look like? He's about to go in for a big lip hugger or something. It's weird looking.
Hold on, this where can I do?
Yeah, bottom left.
That one
yeah.
right there.
I'm just saying. It's very homoerotic, this entire thing.
This is a visual gag that doesn't work.
It is a visual
gag.
Else. It looks like he's about to give him an old.
No, I'm trying to figure out. Like I'm really like studying it. Just.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, no, I don't think.
Don't tell me that doesn't look like that though.
I just think it's him like at attention without. Anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So
he's very surprised when he goes down there. Oh,
so they send Black Condor out first, and he drops down below the cloud because they're just like, "Hey, go fly!" Like he has no willpower. They can tell him what to do.
Sure.
So when he drops down, the head of the army...
He lost all his vitality.
He did. He lost all of his vitality. The head of the army sees this and is like, hey, don't shoot. That's Black Condor. He's probably come here to help us. And so they kind of just like, they're a little lax. And after they're a little lax, that's when the kite men take the opportunity to come through. And they also are like...
They're like, is it a guy in a Speedo and a cape? Oh, don't worry about him. He's fine.
He's fine.
Yeah, he's good.
And so as soon as they, the kite men are able to attack on the Capitol, they realize we don't need Black Condor anymore.
Yeah.
And they shoot him with a lightning strike again, and that snaps him out of the...
Gets his vitality back.
He gets his vitality back. And he goes...
He got his groove back.
We're about to be a little bit offensive. I'm going to say this too.
Okay.
It's the 40s,
right.
but I know before we get there.
I'm prepared.
Racist and just insensitive.
I've girded my loins.
Insensitive. That said that right. But so he's knocking out all the other kite men, and he goes back to the city to stop the head guy.
Yeah.
And the master is giving him commands, and he punches the radio to see who the master is.
He punches the radio.
Yeah, you see the radio there. He goes, "What happened, Clug? Answer me," because Black Condor came in to take out Clug, was the assistant.
Sure.
And he goes, "Oh ho, so that's the voice's master. We'll unmask you now." I guess he shoots through the wall, and he goes, and it's a little person, but he doesn't say that.
What does he say?
He says, "What? A midget? Ho ho, ha 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 ha."
Ho ho ha 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 ha. This is something he learned from his crow buddies.
He did, and then the little guy, the master, he goes, "Laugh, you laugh. The world was in my grasp, and like he's still trying to monologue.
Ow.
And then it just says, some hours later, an army plane is scouting over the hills. When? What? That something was thrown in our plane. A bundle. Look, this a funny little man and a note from Black Condor. Why? This was the kite man's master." And that's where it ends.
That's it. Yeah, he did it. He threw him in a plane.
Black Condor makes fun of people, ties them up in a bag, and throws them in a plane.
Well, that guy, he's a little funny looking. He's got a lot of hair.
Wasn't worth it.
Another sensational episode of The Clock. The Clock.
Issue number 9 here.
Yeah.
Sees
oh, come on.
Black Condor
Man.
Dealing with the rats. What?
The people, they're just the rat people. And his costume, you cannot convince me that this is not some just yum that I just want to yuck by somebody.
We don't yuck anybody's yum, though, right?
Oh, my God. I can, because whoever wrote this is dead by now, so I'm going to yuck their yums all over the place.
Those, they don't show up.
Oh, come on. They're never in the story?
No.
Oh, come on.
Instead, what happens is, I have a couple questions to ask you. So, there's a guy walking home through the mist, and he's jumped by another guy, and it's an attempted murder. He's stabbed, right? This guy's stabbed, but Black Condor shows up, stops the murder, throws the stabber into the water, tells him to try it out on fishes and water rats, and then takes the stabbee, our poor victim, to the hospital to get care. Like, he comes in through the top window.
So he just dumps the guy in the ocean and says, "See ya."
And then takes the victim off to get attention.
Yeah, sure.
And so he walks in and he's like, "Well, nurse, don't stand there gaping. Do something. Get a doctor. This man's been stabbed."
She's like, "Motherfucker, this guy just flew in here with some dude who's about half dead."
And she turns to him and she's like, "The fuck you say to me? How you talking to me like that?"
2 seconds to try to evaluate this doctor. Really, just 2 seconds, okay?
Yeah. That's cool. I'm dealing with 6 other people who have also been stabbed. Take a number. And don't you ever talk to me like that again.
6 other people we're dealing with them, but none of them flew in.
Black Condor. Man, you act like a straight ass. Bitch Condor. And then she just turns around and just walks away from him. He's just like, I'm sorry. Anyway.
Bitch Condor.
So the doctors
put a shirt on, motherfucker.
The doctors check on the victim and they're like, very critical. I'm afraid we don't have the facilities here to take care of him. And Black Condor goes,
"It's a stabbing."
But somebody Mike, it's the 40s.
What do you have the facilities to do? You're not stopping the measles.
It's the 40s.
You're not stopping chicken pox.
Polio's
polio's still ravaging everyone, but you would think a simple stabbing. No, what we have mostly here are Band-Aids. These are brand new little adhesive strips that we stick onto your abrasions that you get when you fall down in the street. That's what we do here at the hospital.
They're not sticking together because we can't stop the blood. So it's just why not?
Gauze has not been invented yet.
But he's like, but there must be something you can do. And he's like, only one man who can do it, Dr. Patchy. Or Patch, P-A-T-C-H-E. Patchkey?
Pashy.
Pash?
Dr. Pashy.
Dr. Pash.
Dr. Pashay.
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 What do we want to call him?
Dr. Pashay.
Dr. Pashay?
Yeah,
Okay.
you have to say it like that.
Pashay.
If Mongolian is the roof to the world, then this is Dr. Pashay.
The only man who can do it is Dr. Pashay. He's lecturing in Chicago.
Chicago, you say?
Yes, with Dr. Pashay.
Oh, Dr. Pashay, we need your help. I've come all the way to Chicago in my little one piece.
Well, just wait. He goes, this man can't last more than an hour. And Black Condor goes, Chicago, you say? He does say, you say a lot. Stay right there, Doc. I'll be right back. I hope Dr. Pashay won't mind an interruption. And Black Condor flies to Chicago by himself.
Yeah.
Dr. Pashay is very
Doctor
much...
who?
Dr. Pashay is very much thrown off as you see him jump in like excitement, or not excitement, but like fear. And everybody else sees like...
These people's faces and their body movements are a nightmare. They are the weirdest thing. Like, whoever drew this, I'm assuming was doing most of their work outside of the studio and in an opium den, of some sort, where they were just like, oh, that's a face,
Maybe. I do see that with his teeth. Look at the teeth on the guy.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh!
Everybody's mouth is
I should have done that. Somebody's going Anyway, Black Condor steals the doctor, and he's like, the doctor like, where are you taking me? And Black Condor says, your services are needed in New York.
He broke the doctor's legs. He surprised him so badly. Look at him.
But the Condor says, yeah, your services are needed in New York. A man's dying. And he goes, well, by all means, get me there as quickly as you can.
Thank God no one's dying in Chicago.
Can I move fast? And he's like, yes, I can. So he only had an hour to live, right?
Yeah.
So when they get back, the doctor goes, oh, yes, I can help this man. But 15 minutes later, and I could have done nothing. So that means, hear me out, that Black Condor flew from New York to Chicago and back with the doctor in 45 minutes.
Okay. I'm looking up how long it takes to fly from New York to Chicago. Average flight time by a commercial airliner is 2 hours and 42 minutes.
Okay. He laughs at that.
Mm-hmm. Ha ha! That's how he sounds.
Do you think at that speed, though, it would be dangerous to the doctor or even to him?
Yes, I think it probably rips the doctor's skin off.
Also, how did he learn to fly that fast? Because condors don't fly super fast.
No, they don't.
They just fly.
They're not known for speed.
Like, that's the thing. He just flies.
Yeah.
So, like, the doctor wants to do his next lecture on him.
Maybe he did a Superman where he, made the world go backwards or something.
And Condor says, yeah, that's sure. But
he goes, dumb kid.
He goes, well, he's lame, Mike.
Oh.
He goes to check on the kid.
He's dumb and lame, then.
Yeah, like, not cool.
He's a lame little fuck.
No,
he
really is. It does say embrace the child's lame.
I'm so sorry.
I mean, he is a fictional kid.
How is he lame, though?
It just says
he doesn't walk?
It says the brace. It says a brace. The child's lame. But I never see a brace on the kid.
Maybe it means he's abrasive.
This is the family of the guy who had been stabbed. Also, he does say, here's the thing. They've saved the man, right?
Mm-hmm.
The guy who's been stabbed. He's just getting better. But Black Condor says, I've got to investigate this murder case now. Nobody was murdered. Right? If you save it, it's not a murder case. Anyway, he goes and he sees the guy's family.
Attempted murder.
And the wife tells him that like they've been blackmailing, they've been blackmailing her husband. That's who's been stabbed.
Okay.
He essentially like wanted to out these terrible men, like they're stealing rights to citizenship, and he just wanted to be a U.S. citizen.
Pardon me?
They're stealing the rights.
They're stealing the rights to citizenship. How do you do that?
Well, here's also though when we jump to conclusions, I just love this. Black Condor shows up. And
it's a jump to conclusions, Matt.
I love that movie.
He made $1 million.
And goes, I've come to tell you about your husband. And the woman just goes, oh. And then Black Condor just says, he's going to be all right. Now tell me, what do you know about this? He has not said anything.
He told her nothing.
But she just goes, it's those terrible men. They stole his rights to citizenship.
Well, number one,
he wanted to expose
flew
them
into her house.
That's true.
And her only reaction is, oh. And then he says, why don't you tell me about everything you know?
Well, he says, don't be afraid, folks. So she wasn't. She goes, they've taken every cent we've had in blackmail. We were afraid he would be deported, but we have no more money. And that's when Black Condor goes, a brace. The child's lame. And the kid goes, don't cry like that, mummy. Says mummy. And then here, the woman goes, we needed the money to send Jackie. Jackie's their kid.
Jackie's the lame kid?
Jackie's the kid. Okay. We needed the money to send Jackie to a farm where he could grow strong like other kids.
So he can run and play. I think they were going to kill their kid. This is what was going to happen. Yeah. That's like when you take the dog behind the barn. You went to a farm where you can run and play.
Oh, and get strong. Now we can't. So Black Condor's like, no, you still can. And he leaves and he hunts down
a farm.
The office of Monks Gallagher, the alien's friend, is what it says. And Monks is there and he goes, well, boys, as long as America's the only land of the free, we'll still be sitting pretty.
So what they're saying is, I'm pointing the wrong way. What they're saying is this guy is Monks Gallagher, the alien's friend.
The guy who's been stabbed.
So what they're saying is this guy is an illegal alien's friend.
Yes.
That's what they're saying, not like space alien.
Yeah.
Okay, got you.
But we find out that their whole scheme
well-written comic, by the way. Just so
we'll
good.
tell them they'll be deported if he goes, sure, they take out first papers and we take out second for them. And then we tell them they'll be deported if the government hears about it, and they pay plenty to keep us quiet. So
what does that even mean? We take out first papers, they take out second.
I don't know. I should have looked that up.
I don't even know what that means.
But I'm assuming it's like citizenship papers.
Okay. How is there a second?
I don't know. Maybe they're trying to claim like you filed. It's like you filed for citizenship twice. We're going to tell the courts that you did that, and they'll like not let you file for citizenship. I don't know.
That's weird.
But Black Condor shows up, beats the mess out of him, and tells him like, "Hey, you're going to write a check right now for little Jackie's family, paying them back with interest." And he takes the check and he goes to leave.
I'd be like, hell yeah, I'll write a check.
Yeah, he goes,
great. Good luck cashing it at night, idiot.
He goes, I'll take this back to Jackie. Now see that you that you behave well. I'm gone. And then he just leaves. But Monks calls up another guy and tells him to kidnap the little lame kid and get a cement trap ready at the warehouse. Black Condor's after us.
Get a cement trap ready.
So Monks gets in the car and goes to the warehouse, and he thinks, I'm pretty sure Black Condor is going to follow me, and that's fine. I'm hoping for it.
Cement trap?
No. But so they show up at the warehouse and they wait for Black Condor to come in. And Black Condor, he looks through the window and goes, they're waiting for someone. Must be me. As he enters, a huge vat of wet concrete is dropped upon him, but he's too quick.
Yeah.
Wow, there's a puddle of wet concrete. I'm glad I moved out of the way.
Well, you know how
very clumsy of you.
Fast the wet concrete is.
So then Black Condor just beats everybody up, and he saves little Jackie. And he goes, well, Jackie boy,
little lame Jackie,
now you're free. Would you like to go on a sky ride?
Now
and
you're
Jackie
free.
Goes, oh, gee. And so
now you're free, but not from your leg prison.
Oh, man.
Remember, folks that are listening to this, this is not a real kid. It's okay to make jokes. It's okay. Really.
So Black Condor flies with Jackie just hanging onto his back. Says the little kid who never left the city streets soars high in the clean air above the town.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
He just needed some clean air.
And he just goes, oh, gee, oh, gee.
Oh, gee,
That's what he says on the back. I flew, Mom. I flew. Can I go again? And Black Condor just tells the woman, your husband will be back with you soon. And she goes, oh, you've been so wonderful. And all the kid can just say is, gee.
Gee.
The Black Condor leaves the happy family to fly on the
Black
new
Condor,
adventures.
I got to tell you, we really got to get this kid to a farm. It's all he says is G. It's I don't know. I can take care of the legs. I get it. We can move him from place to place. But this brain, there's something wrong.
Man.
All he says is G.
Anyway, this takes us to our last.
The cock.
The clock. One more time.
Clock.
This takes us to our last adventure of the day, which is the last one we talked about last time.
Okay.
Let's see if you remember this.
Alias the Spider.
The Black Condor. Dam appropriation bill to go before the Senate.
Okay, so it's DAM.
Dam, yeah.
So it's an actual water dam.
Yeah.
They're speaking of.
And there's a woman who tells the senator, well, Senator Tom Wright, what are you going to do about it?
She uses his whole name.
Yep.
Well,
that
Senator
bill is
Tom
just a graft coffer. You know the crooks behind it.
You know when you use somebody's full name like that and their title is when you're recording them.
Oh, for sure.
You're like, okay, Senator Jackson Johnson
yes,
of the state of Mississippi.
Where's the recorder at?
What would you like for lunch?
And she goes, if you let that appropriation go through, our engagement is off. I won't be married to a weakling.
There you go.
And then he just sees like all these talking heads that are telling him like, vote for it or else. And she's like, don't vote for it. Don't let them influence you. And he's just like, has all this like, I guess he's contemplating what to do.
You know what makes a good comic?
What?
Talking about appropriation bills.
Yeah, for sure.
Boy, kids love it.
So Tom Wright shows up at Jasper Crow's office.
Jasper Crow.
Yeah.
Oh,
right?
that's not a referral to anything.
So as they come in, members of the secret gathering at the home of Jasper Crow, and Tom Wright comes through because they're like, oh, Wright will go ahead and vote for this.
Honey, remember, no supper tonight. I got to go to the secret gathering at Jasper Crow's house.
And Senator Wright begs to contradict the gentleman from Skull Creek. I will not vote this bill. And
Skull Creek.
Yeah, and Jasper Crow's like, you what? And he goes, you heard me, Crow. Like, from now on, I'm going to vote for the people, and that's it. I'm not going to do what you want me to do. And he leaves.
It does make sense, though, that Jasper Crow would be the nemesis of the Black Condor.
That's true.
Yeah.
Well, he also fights against a guy who has a pet eagle later on.
Oh, eagle.
Like issue 30. Yeah. I can show you pictures from it. I didn't read it, though, so we won't cover it.
Yeah.
But
I'm surprised you got through these three, honestly.
This is the fourth one, Mike.
Oh, okay. That's what I meant.
Jasper Crow's just like, all right, that's fine. He doesn't want to do business. I'll take care of that. Nobody crosses Jasper Crow.
That's what I've heard.
And so they kidnap the senator, and they're telling him, like, all right, you can either vote for what we want you to or not. And he tells them, like, no, I'm not going to vote for you. So they shoot him in the back of the car, and they just dump the body on the side of the road. Black Condor hears the gunshots and goes to swoop in to see the man.
What part of the body is the back of the car?
The boot.
Okay, sure. You say they shoot him in the back of the car.
Oh, yeah, like his ass.
Yeah.
Shot him in the ass.
Oh, baby, you got a big back of the car.
And so Black Condor lands to see the body, and he's like, another gang killing. Still alive, but sinking fast. He's trying to talk, and it says, Dr. Foster is what the guy says.
Dr. Foster.
Dr. Foster. Right. And Black Condor goes, this is amazing. He looks exactly like me. Every feature remarkable. Mm-hmm. Do you remember this now?
Unzips his pants.
Next day, the appropriation bill is up for the Senate. And they have a guy that's going to vote in place of Senator Wright to get the votes they need to. But Senator Wright shows up instead. And he says that he's going to vote no and against it. And Crow's like, right, but I saw him die myself. Well, the bill's been defeated now 49-47. And this woman.
By the slenderest of margins.
Yeah, the woman shows up from the first.
Almost won.
It said it was 2.
That's right. I'll say it's almost 1.
Yeah, the woman shows up and she just like starts peppering him with kisses. It's like, darling, you voted no. You love me. Now I know you do. Mm-hmm. And he's just like, well, it's spoiler alert, it's Black Condor dressed up as the senator.
What?
Yeah. And he's just like, excuse me, ma'am. And he just like leaves and he runs away and like to his car and just like leaves her.
Excuse me.
And she's like, he ran away from my kiss. Love that movie too.
Yeah, it's great.
From his kiss was so cold. What did I do to deserve that? Well, we see that the car speeds out of Washington.
Okay, number one, what you did is you threatened to end your relationship if he voted one way or the other on an appropriations bill. That's what you did.
Well, yeah. But when they get there, we find out that Tom Wright is dead, Black Condor. I couldn't save him. Too bad. Two Wrights don't make a Tom Wright. And so the doctor asks, though, Dr. Foster, well, what happened to the bill? And he's like, it was defeated by my vote, Dr. Foster. I'm sorry to hear about Tom.
You know, it's Australian for Dr. Beer, right?
Foster?
Dr. Foster is Australian for Dr. Beer.
The doctor goes, we need a powerful man like you in an influential position in the White House.
I do remember this now.
You'll be in touch with the whole nation. Why do you hesitate? Because he goes, there's only one thing for you to do. You have to become Senator Tom Wright.
Nothing better than to turn your superhero into a politician.
And so so Black Condor's thinking about it, and he goes, but the girl who, and the doctor goes, does she frighten you? That's Wendy, my daughter, and your fiance, Tom Wright. Wink, wink. Which is so kind of creepy to me, of him just being like, you can have my daughter too. She's now your fiance.
Just, trade them off.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Anyway, Black Condor
At least this one can fly.
Shows up to threaten Jasper Crow and tell him, like, hey, you have my interests now after, I'm around here and I'm paying close attention to you.
Who's that dude in the red hat?
It's one of his lackeys.
Okay. He has terrible posture.
Yeah, the Crow spies inform him that the Senate, that Black Condor is trying to stop him. So Jasper Crow gets all of his lackeys together, and they're going to go start taking out people who oppose Jasper Crow.
Who's the Crypt Keeper? Why is that on there?
It's just because he's having malicious thoughts, like he's being evil.
Okay.
That's it. There's no Crypt Keeper.
He has vampire teeth.
Yeah, it's just a really cool drawing, I guess, is what they were going for.
All right.
Anyway, so Jasper Crow sends a squad to take out a senator that opposes him. Yeah, the Crow Squad. The murder.
Oh, the murder. That's good. Nice
of
job,
Jasper
Zach.
Crow's.
That was great.
Yeah, lackeys. But Black Condor shows up to stop them from being able to kill the senator, and he steals a Tommy gun from one of them, and he uses the gun he shoots at all of them. And then uses it to hold them hostage and tells the senator to call the cops, and then gives him the gun. And then it says days later, and it's him as Tom Wright, the day's been saved, and it's him as Tom Wright. And Wendy, his now fiance, goes, Dad, since Tom got up the nerve to defy Crow, he's been like a new man. Mm-hmm. And Black Crow just stares out the window at the Capitol building and goes, a new man, yes, with a new and arduous task before me, and a new and lovely fiance beside me, Senator Tom Wright.
She walks away with bowed legs.
And that's where it is.
Like, oh, he's so much more of a man.
It's like he has the genitals of a condor.
That's right. And if you've ever flown or if you've ever walked under a condor nest,
I'm not going to look that up. Do not comment about it. We're not going to read them.
Look at this lineup.
I'm just flipping through other ones.
Go back real quick. Look at this lineup. The Cock, Alias the Spider, Molly the Model, and Ned Brandt. Just old Ned. Ned Brandt.
Oh, man. I was just flipping through. There's one where Jasper Crow creates an evil Black Condor.
Okay.
Like a doppelganger one.
Ooh.
Who's just gray. These are
way
stories,
ahead of time.
These are stories I didn't get to, but I'm just still showing you some of them.
Look at him go.
Yeah, there was one where I got to remember I had these.
And the weird thing is that previous episode, that one right there, it was solved by a filibuster.
Oh,
yeah,
nice.
It was great.
There's one where
look, Hack O'Hara.
Oh yeah,
Molly's gotten. She's like redheaded now. Go back one. Look at old Molly. She's a completely different person.
She wanted to try something new.
Spitfire. It's because he spits at you when he talks. Hey, everybody.
There's one where Wendy takes a first aid.
Oh, my God.
A first aid class.
What happened to the art?
I don't know. And we find out that the guy who's teaching it is using the same assistant every day to teach this, but he's really passing secret messages to Nazis
through the bandages. There's a panel with an old lady saying, "It's a man.
It's a man."
Oh, man.
Then there was one. I told you. That's the cover.
Look at him there. There's old Den Miller.
What is this one? Was this the
one? This is the one where he fights corruption.
So eventually Jasper Crow finds out that the Black Condor is from Mongolia. And so he goes back there to find a way to defeat him. But he loses, and eventually Black Crow wins the day, and Jasper Crow.
Wearing
Black
those
Condor
pants that bow out on the hips.
He is
like an old timey cowboy man.
But they just leave Jasper Crow left there to wander the wilderness, and he's never seen from again.
Huh.
And then
that is Captain Triumph.
Yeah.
And his new assistant Biff.
Which is I'm assuming the clown maybe. This is the one.
Oh, this is the eagle.
Yeah, he fights against the eagle.
Yeah.
Which I don't see him fight an eagle at all.
No,
actually.
Not fighting much on an eagle. He's got the funky pants.
He does, but this was the very last appearance on a Black
Triumph.
Condor that I didn't get to in issue number 31. He lasted 31 issues.
What is this?
Are you following Plastic Man every month in Police Comics?
Oh boy, am I.
So there you go.
He literally one more time. Put that back on the screen if you don't mind.
Okay.
Top panels. He gives them the Larry, Moe, and Curly.
He does.
Just smacks their heads together.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's great. Senate authorizes transports.
That was Black Condor.
If you love politics as much as you love superheroes, check out Black Condor.
He comes back later in the 70s as part of Uncle's, like the Justice League has a thing on like Earth X or something, and he's part of like the Freedom Fighters.
He really does show up?
He does. He's part of the Freedom Fighters with Uncle Sam. The Uncle Sam we covered on Memorial Day as their leader.
Yeah.
And all he does is like question Uncle Sam about trusting. Like he honestly has like 2 words of dialogue.
Uncle Scam, am I right?
Show up. And then later on, there's somebody completely different who takes the
mantle.
The mantle.
Black Crow, and he can't fly.
Black Condor. Well, there's 3. Like there's multiple ones. That's just the original one. Yeah. Anyway, there you go. We revisited Black Condor.
That was cool though.
Yeah.
I don't remember those pictures. Definitely.
Well, because we didn't. Yeah. We didn't cover it, but
last time I could see part of it because you had like the actual comic or you had the printout or something, right? You were going through it as we talked about it. We've upgraded our tech game here.
We have.
Yeah.
So there you go.
We've uploaded our tech game, but we bring you the same content. So there you go.
We knew if you had listened to the schedule, you kind of know what's coming up. We had Black Condor. We will do, I can tell you, we have Superman's girlfriend, Lois Lane, for Wednesday that we're about to record really quick after this.
Right.
And then next Monday, we're going to dive into the idea that I have of like breaking down some Superman characters for you. It's going to be a grab bag next Monday. What I'm going to do is we're not going to focus too much in on anything. I'm just going to explain and we're going to talk about more. So it's not going to be issues and stories. This is just going to be like, hey, here's this character. This is a little bit about them. So I'll just have like stills and like just certain, things from comics. We're not going to have stories to break down, but we're going to have 3 characters that I'm going to tell you about to get you prepared. Technically in the week we'll have 4, but next week we're going to cover, you ready for this, Mike? We're going to look at Hawk Girl. Hawk Girl, Mr. Terrific, and the Engineer.
Ooh, very nice. The Engineer's the one with the speedy hands on the thing, right?
She's part of the Authority in the comics, which is like an anti-hero team that fights actually bad guys. But it looks like she's working for Lex Luthor here. And then on our World's Finest Wednesday,
maybe he runs the Authority in this world or whatever. Maybe because he does have several people on that team. It looks like when they're marching Superman away.
That's true. Then on World's Finest Wednesday, we will take a look at the origin of Metamorpho, who does appear in
very nice.
the movie.
I like that.
And we found out, I'm not going to say it and ruin it for the people who don't, but we found out why I think he's being used in the movie.
Okay. I'm up for that. I would love to know anything I can going into this movie, which I'm very excited about.
Then the week after that, we got
more
Mike.
Black Condor.
Well, no, we got Mike reading me some Aquaman.
Yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah,
so he's got to do that. So we
you
got
sent
some
that
stuff
to me,
for
right?
you. Well, I did.
Okay, fantastic.
And then we got more Superman stuff on the horizon. We got Lex Luthor, Man of Steel that we're covering, and we're also going to do All-Star Superman, which is the big one that we're looking forward to.
All-Star Superman is more like what we're getting in the movie, right? Like there's a lot of that's pulled in.
I think so. Well, I think the 3 biggest comics that we're going to get from, and there's reasons why I read part of it.
Is there a baby kaiju in any of those?
I don't know.
Okay.
Is there an All-Star? I mean, there's not like a baby. There's there's things that he fights there.
Yeah.
But the 3 comics that I keep seeing being brought up are Superman Birthright, which we didn't cover, but we probably will at some point. It's a good story. All-Star Superman, which I've read, which we'll cover, which is fantastic and everybody loves. And then Superman for All Seasons, which we've already covered.
Yeah.
Which is like an early kind of Superman.
That was the one where he's got the trails of like red and blue behind him and
it's
stuff,
like
right?
It kind of gives an early
goes
feel
back to his
of
old
like Lex
hometown
Luthor's
and all
still
that.
not yeah. It did feel very much like a Ma Kent from that with the I cleaned your boots.
I cleaned your boots. Let me go get them.
Yeah, it makes me think of the cool costume. My mom made it, and I do love it when they do that scene. But it makes me think of that so much.
Yeah.
So we're gonna get into All-Star for sure.
That all sounds very good. I trust you with my life.
Oh wow! Well, thank you. Thank you also for the Tootsie Rolls for my birthday. My birthday is honestly on Monday the 23rd.
He's got
that's the Aquaman.
2 more weeks to go, but yeah.
But I get vanilla Tootsie Rolls until
Plus
then.
they've been sitting there where I put my keys for like a week, and I just needed them to be out of my house.
Let me also tell you guys to check out all the other great shows on the Rogue Media network of podcasts.
Yeah, like Bois.
That's what I was about to get to. I was gonna let you say the roguemedianetwork.com.
roguemedianetwork.com.
And Mike does another podcast, which I guess I should have thrown in earlier. On Wednesday. But Bois, which is a King of the Hill podcast, which some big things.
Went through a weird time this last week. Yeah. We interviewed the man who played John Redcorn, Jonathan Joss, and then he was shot dead the next day, which is terrible because, honestly, after that interview, I really liked the guy. I thought it was cool. I thought we were going to do some more stuff together. So I feel real bad for his family and his friends, and I hate that it went down that way because we had a good time. You know, we had a good time with that interview.
I saw we had a comment about
somebody didn't know I did two shows.
Somebody didn't know you did two shows and saw their two.
Guess what, buddy?
In a sad way, their two fandoms kind of cross over, which is cool.
What, buddy? It's like 5 shows, but sure, yeah, I got you.
He does. These are the two that I think
Found
you have
Sound
video.
will make its triumphant return this week as well.
Oh, see, Mike is a very busy man. I also do sports stuff sometimes.
You do a lot of sports stuff. You are as busy as I am.
So, I mean, there's stuff that we get into, and there's been ideas that we've wanted to do forever too, of a bunch of different things. We'll get into stuff, all that, but. A great podcast you should go check out, and a fantastic interview with sad things though around it.
It was a good interview, and if you want to check it out, that'd be great. It's Jonathan Joss, the man who played John Redcorn. He was actually the second man to play John Redcorn, and one of the eeriest quotes that I get out of that whole thing, at the time it didn't really rub me that way, but he says, "Everything I have is due to someone else dying." Is what he said, and what he meant by that is his childhood home. His parents had to die for him to get it. The role of John Redcorn, Victor Aaron had to die for him to get that, and so he was kind of falling down those lines. And he was very much a man who was extremely hard on himself, and I think he should have eased up a little bit. But having said all that, I can't live somebody else's life. So
yeah.
Well,
but
so there's a downer for you folks.
It was,
Enjoy that.
But great work there, Mike. Mike's a really good interviewer too. We will showcase that here at some point. I have ideas of being able to talk with writers and creators for all of us. Mike's gonna have to, we'll do it with stuff. Maybe we can. Mobius isn't alive anymore either.
He's not?
I don't think so.
When did that happen? Okay.
I'll figure this out. But thank you guys, as always, for taking the time out to to listen. Anyway, 2012.
Can I say one thing here?
By the way, for Mobius.
I'm not a big fan of the deluge of trailers we're getting right now because I'm afraid that I'm going to see the entire friggin' movie if they keep showing me all this stuff.
I'm going to make a prediction. This comes out. Hold on. Let me look at this.
Well, Superman, Fantastic Four.
Well, I'm telling you, this is the Monday episode that's coming out. Today is June 9th, if you're watching this in live time.
Right.
We will have a new Superman trailer before our next full episode.
It feels like we're watching the entire friggin' movie.
Well, no. I think they did this on purpose. They planned it on purpose to wait till a month out to start and I think the next one we get will be the final one. The only reason I'm saying that is tickets go on sale on the 12th.
Okay.
And it makes sense to me they would release a trailer one last time to drum up the ticket sales, and that's what we're going to get.
Hey, I want to make a call out to a guy. His name is Charlie. He's a pretty big deal on YouTube. I would love to talk to this guy. He runs a channel called I think it's called Emergency Awesome or Awesome Emergency or Emergency Awesome, I think is what it's called. Mm-hmm. And almost every day I can count on a little new explanation of trailers and explanation of movies and things, all comic book related stuff, and he does a really good job. But Charlie, if you happen to catch this, I would love to talk to you just for like 10 minutes.
Do you think he watches?
I don't know. We'll see.
I mean, we could message
he
him.
seems like the kind of guy. Yeah, I will. But he seems like the kind of guy who watches the competition. So, yeah.
Well,
and we're not that we're competition, but still.
I will gladly. We can talk movies. We can do he can come on. We can have like a summer blockbuster preview thing or something.
No, this guy, he does all comic books, movies. And so he's doing a lot about Fantastic Four, a lot about Superman right now.
You're not sold on Fantastic Four for some reason.
I think if I had, if a gun were put to my head and I had to see one of the two movies, I would go see Superman.
Oh, mine's easily Superman.
Yeah.
I can't watch it without tearing up, man.
Yeah. It's very, very good. Very well done.
I think it's going to be so good. And I'm so excited for Fantastic Four 2 just because it looked like, this is the Fantastic Four I've always kind of wanted to see, but maybe I'm wrong on that. I don't know.
think it'll be fine. I think that it will I think it'll end up being a good movie. Now, I think that Superman may crush it at the box office, but I do think that Fantastic Four will be a decent movie.
Do you think we could be wrong? I had this thought. Do you think we could be wrong about Superman?
About Superman? No, I really don't. Okay. I think if we go into it open-minded and thinking of the what's his name? The original Superman stuff.
Christopher Reeves?
Yeah, the Christopher Reeves Supermans. If you go into that thinking that, I think you're fine and you're going to have a great time. Because what I saw on the Emergency Awesome was who's Lex Luthor's sidekick?
The engine. Miss Tessmacher?
No, not even her. And then there's a guy who was played by.
Oh, you're talking about in the original movie, Otis.
Yes, Otis. There's an Otis in this one.
Really?
He has Otis. Yeah. Yeah, he's mysteriously turned black, but he is still Otis. No. He's an Otis. Yeah. Isn't that crazy?
That is. Hold on.
He is following a roadmap that clearly was designed by the original Superman movies.
Well, let me tell you this, right? When did 252 come out? I want to make sure that we can cover this because I want it to cover him in a. Yeah. Maybe I should keep it to myself. But I have an idea, and it would be a big spoiler. I'll tell it to you off air, but I'll give a tease just in case anybody wants to know. They can look it up themselves. There's been talk about the Hammer of Barovia.
Hammer of Barovia.
That's in the thing. Something's referenced in like the novel of this of something that Lex Luthor has done that I think might explain what that is.
Okay.
I'll explain it to you off there. Anyway, thank you all for taking the time out to listen. Because I'm saying it might be one of the secret ones I throw in for a World's Finest Wednesday of some Silver Age stuff to let you know who it is.
I think we're getting to a point where at some point we could put out some bonus episodes where we just talk about previews.
Oh, for sure.
You know, I mean, honestly, right now there's just so much falling on us. We didn't even bring up Peacemaker.
I'm so ready. I'm about to start rewatching it, and I'm so stoked.
I think I've talked my wife into watching it, so I will rewatch it.
I'm going to rewatch it.
I'm going to rewatch it either way, but I'm just saying.
I'm working on talking people into watching it too. So
yeah.
I'm looking forward to it. Remember, everything's canon except the Justice League
except
scene.
for Fishfucker.
Which is fine. I'm cool with that.
Yeah.
I just like thinking, here's how I can just explain it away. Everything that's happened, like the adrenaline from that, he just has like a little like fever dream.
No, James Gunn is going to explain it to us. We've already seen where the two worlds collide in the previews. Where Peacemaker comes up behind Peacemaker.
Well, yeah. No. We're getting pocket dimensions for sure.
All of that will be explained. Our Lord and Savior James Gunn will save us.
We've gotten that already. Like we do have the explanation for that.
Because of the pocket universe?
Yeah. Well, I mean that, but you've heard like his dad's still alive.
Yeah, as the blue.
Yeah.
Whatever.
And his brother's still.
His brother's still alive as another like racist superhero or something. Yeah. Yeah.
Or maybe they're not. Maybe they're complete opposites.
Could be.
Peacemaker is.
Very well could be.
I do think that Peacemaker also has the old Charlton. He looks more like the old Charlton character that we covered in the second
helmet.
one. Yeah.
Yeah. In that other universe.
Let's end this one. So
See, that's what I'm saying. This is a whole other episode.
It is. All right. Thank you guys for taking the time out to listen. Thank you as always for liking, commenting, subscribing. I can't thank you guys enough. We appreciate it all. And until next time. Stay safe, everybody.
From the roof of the world, Golly Con!
Frozen, heroes. Gonna tell you about frozen, heroes. Gonna tell you about.
This has been a Rogue Media Network production.